Welcome to this special edition of Military Makeover, Operation Career. Hi, I'm Untitled Williams. Let's just say that when it comes to making veterans feel at home, one global powerhouse really delivers. Today, we're focusing on one company offering opportunities and new careers for our veterans. One company that's changed the world.
I wake up every single day and I think about the challenges facing the military community and how Amazon's unique capabilities can deliver impact globally and solve some of these challenges. So in the military, I flew in the back seat of the F-15. I had a long and distinguished career, but facing that transition to the civilian world was one of the scariest things I had to go through. To be surrounded by people where I could still have that camaraderie that I felt in the military, and I get that at Amazon. And even though I ended up going from flying an F-15, I found a place where I belonged, where I could succeed, and where I could grow. Across the company, we have leaders that believe and value the unique skills and experience that veterans and military spouses bring to Amazon. These very complex environments that veterans have served in. And that's what you get when you bring a veteran into your company.
I was 25 years in the Marine Corps. I retired 7 years ago, which seems hard to believe sometimes. I was actually an intelligence officer in the Marine Corps. Some say Marine intelligence is the ultimate oxymoron, but I loved my time in there. I really had a great run, learned a great deal, and was really proud of my service. I mean, transition is hard. You know, you get institutionalized when you're in the military sometimes, right? You get used to how things operate. You're used to having your rank mean something and your status. When you leave that behind, you lose a piece of yourself. So you have to take a little bit of a leap of faith to kind of get out there and reinvent yourself. The key to success in transition is networking. It's just talking to people. Jeff Bezos had just gone to the White House and made a pledge to hire 25,000 veterans and military spouses at Amazon. They needed somebody to come and help deliver on that hiring pledge, and the next thing you know, I was working at Amazon, and that was 5.5 years ago. We crushed that pledge, so much so that on July 1st of 2021, we made a new pledge to hire 100,000 veterans and military spouses. Amazon is more than just, the place where you press the button and the package shows up at your doorstep. From a technical side, Amazon Web Services, Amazon Studios, Amazon Labs, Amazon Music. I mean, we do a little bit of everything. And my team's job is to help you, find that fit for you beyond just thinking of warehouses across the whole spectrum of opportunities at Amazon. To help someone get their foot in the door and start their second career is really rewarding. And again, it just pushes you to think smarter and think harder, and how do you make sure you're finding programs that meet those veterans where they are, to give them the opportunity to get their foot in the door. If you're a good cultural fit, once you get in the door, really the world becomes your oyster. The Amazon world becomes your oyster of what you could do once you get in.
It takes more than just these warriors to keep the world running. Next, we'll meet the loved ones behind the lines. Stay with us.
I lead a team of amazing military veterans and military spouses who recruit other veterans and military spouses to come and join Amazon. I am a military spouse. My husband and I actually met in junior high. We met when we were 13 and just were friends all through high school, and then I went to college and he enlisted in the Air Force. We stayed in touch, just friends, but through the magic of Facebook we reconnected while he was serving abroad in Germany. He was having all kinds of adventures and I could see all the pictures on Facebook and I was interested. So what my husband does is he's a first sergeant, which means he's responsible for the morale and welfare of the airmen, which means he's on call 24/7 whenever an airman needs him for an emergency, personal or professional. Mike is there. Being a military spouse, you have to be independent. You have to be able to self-solve. For instance, I have a 5-year-old son. I don't have the luxury of grandparents nearby or a large family to help us. So I have to, wherever we move in PCS to, I have to curate a network of family friends and babysitters and nannies to help facilitate, raising a child when my husband needs to go overseas or needs to meet someone in the middle of the night. Well, a lot of people think that the military has an employment crisis, but the reality is that lots of companies have figured out what Amazon has known for over 2 decades, which is veterans make wonderful employees. So for the last 2 years, I've been leading the military recruiting team. It's just really been a war for talent. Lots of organizations are looking for these great, talented leaders who come out of the military, and we work really hard to make them choose Amazon. Our fulfillment center leadership roles are very well known in the military community, and we'll always have those. But for the past 2 years, I've been working with my team to find other avenues and other job titles that we can recruit veterans into with our team supporting. A lot of veterans come to us and say, here's what I did, I'll do anything, what do I do now? And what we recommend is that they really take some time to think about what did they enjoy doing most in the military, what did they excel in, and then start doing some research to find out where those skills can be applied in the civilian world. The reality is, for a company as large and complex as Amazon, we have a role for any veteran no matter what they did in their previous service. The veteran community at Amazon is large and very engaged. We have over 45,000 veterans that work with us, but also almost 10,000 military spouses. And we've created these great opportunities for them to connect and find each other through our affinity group, the Warriors at Amazon. I was living in West Texas while my husband was stationed at Dyess Air Force Base, and he got orders to deploy overseas to North Africa. I had a new baby at the time and not a lot of family support or friends because of our location. And I ended up connecting with a member of Warriors at Amazon, and he listened and was just really kind. He ended up telling a couple of his Warriors friends at Amazon about my situation, and people I never met sent me cards in the mail and a gift package just letting me know that I could do it and I had support. And it was a really profound experience to feel so well supported during what was one of the hardest times of my life.
Connecting a new career, a new world really, with veteran families like Jen's isn't an easy feat. But stay with us. Our next guests make the process as easy as folding a box. We're back to learn more about how Amazon is a great landing place for transitioning veterans. Like everything they do, they go all in.
I'm a practice manager of a technical development program in worldwide public sector. It's actually like the best job in the company. I get the chance to help new people that are moving to the cloud or want a career in the cloud, learn about the cloud, and then go out and support customers with cloud solutions. So think about the cloud as a computer that's in someone else's data center. And so you have the ability to lease or rent space or rent time on a computer in order to do what you normally would do at home or at your job. Amazon Web Services is the leading cloud provider in the industry. Leaving, it was tough. It was real tough. Because it's like you're still, the military is called the service, right? And so you're serving, I'm serving the nation, I'm serving the people, we have these goals. Things are unfinished, right? And then there's always conflict, there's always something needing to be done, and it's kind of hard to separate from that and just transition into not being able to support that. So I thought. However, in Amazon Web Services, I get the opportunity to still support, my customers who are in government space, educational institutions, NGOs, so I still get to serve. So it was a very great transition for me. I didn't know a lot about Amazon Web Services. I knew about Amazon, when I was transitioning, but I didn't know about Amazon Web Services. So I made this plan. I'm gonna live in an RV with my family, and we're gonna like just beat on the door until we get a tech job. And I was preparing to rehearse my interviews, right? And so I heard that there was a big event in Augusta, Georgia, where tech companies were coming. So I was like, this is a great place to practice, still in my uniform because I hadn't mentally changed, I'm getting out. So I still went in my uniform. I met some Amazonians there. I told them my plan, and they were like, that sounds good, but have you heard about the military apprentice program? The Military Apprenticeship Program is an awesome program. It brings military veterans and spouses together to take 12 to 16 weeks of free training to learn how to do compute in the cloud, which is unique and not common, right? And so everyone, when I first heard about the cloud, I kind of looked up. But the program helps make it real, make it natural. Like when you're on your phone and you're doing something, dropping a file here or accessing it, you're actually accessing the cloud and shared storage, right? And so the program helps you understand that, and it provides that base of knowledge you need to be successful in a cloud role. For me, Amazon is just like the military, except I don't wear my uniform. My cohort were all veterans, and they're still here. All but one, but we've been here, will be 5 years in July. And so we started pretty junior, and now we're moving into senior positions, having success. So the program works, right? You just have to stick to it, just like you would any trial or challenge. Your failures are just putting you in a position where you will be in the future. So embrace the failure. Amazon, fail fast, right? That helps you understand or validates what a solution is good or not, right? We don't want to drag it on forever. The veteran community here, we have this group called the Warriors Group. And so it's an affinity group, and it's filled with thousands of Amazonians. And we share ideas, we share information. It's an actual military network around the globe.
Pride in the work that you do. That's the hallmark of our veterans. Stay with us. We'll be back right after this. A sense of mission and work to take pride in. Let's hear more from veterans who are finding those values at Amazon after their military service.
I served in the U.S. Army for 11 and a half years, 9 and a half those with 2 arms, and last 2 with 1 arm. In June of 2004, I was in a combat patrol in Bakuba, Iraq. Our vehicle came under ambush. An RPG penetrated the firewall of my vehicle, went through my arm, went through my lieutenant's arm, who was sitting right behind me. It exploded behind her, which sent shrapnel to the back of my seat, lacerating my liver. And I inhaled when the rocket exploded, which severely damaged my lungs. I was taken back to our forward operating base, where they kept having to revive me. I flatlined a bunch of times from what I'm told. 2 months later, I woke up at Walter Reed Army Medical Center in Washington, D.C. with an entire new life in front of me. I remember when I woke up just being scared of what my life was going to hold. Months before that, I was a barrel-chested freedom fighter, and now I'm waking up and I can't even take care of myself. I can't even feed myself. I can't even breathe on my own. I was just terrified of what the future was going to hold, you know? Literally, my next steps were to learn how to walk. Every day, taking one more step was a huge celebration for everybody. It was very strange, you know, going from running 5 miles to barely even able to walk a few steps. A lot of adversity there. But what you learn in basic training, what they teach you in the Army, the grit that you are taught, you have the ability to overcome anything, and that's a mentality they teach you in the military. And I had to prove that to myself in the Army, but I had to prove that to myself as I was recovering. had to choose if I was going to stay in the military or get out. At that time, they were still letting amputees stay in, but I couldn't see myself training soldiers for combat and me not going myself. I had had a lot of jobs before the Army, but the Army had become everything I was. I was a soldier, and life it just wasn't something I was looking forward to as far as like being out and not being a part of that community again. When I went back home and I retired, for a long time I was the only one. I was the only combat vet. I was the only veteran I really knew. No one was an amputee. Felt very alone, very alone. Amongst a humongous family that I have, I am very blessed with a large family, but oftentimes I felt by myself. In 2020, about 5 o'clock in the morning, I get a text from a recruiter at Amazon saying that she saw that I had started an application, and I had started an application, but I chickened out. And the reason why I did was because I just didn't see a corporation wanting some one-armed guy working for them. But turned out I was wrong. And I remember asking one of the interviewers, do you think that I can do this job? And I remember the interviewer looking at me and said, why couldn't you? I knew at that moment that I wanted that job more than anything. What I love about Amazon is all the things I learned about leadership, I use at Amazon every day. So although I have an education, all that stuff, I think that all the tools I learned in the military as far as leadership, I think that really has helped me help those that I lead. In Amazon, we have a thing called Warriors at Amazon, and they're at every FC has a branch, and we have one at home too, at my FC. And we have together, we've been able to provide bikes to charities. We've had meetings together. Right now we're doing a drive for a forward deployed unit, but it's just an opportunity for us to be around each other, talk to each other. You know, a lot of us have chewed the same dirt in different parts of the world. So it's really neat to be a part of that as well. There isn't a day I don't see a veteran at Amazon. There is life after the military, and I think that's the important message to get across to folks is your time in the military is a stepping stone for what you're going to accomplish later on in life. And you can utilize those skills to impact folks' lives in a positive way daily. But your life doesn't end because you stop serving. You can still continue to serve post-military life.
When people ask me why Amazon, my answer is always the people. The people at Amazon are the best people you will ever meet.
No matter your rank, no matter your specialty, no matter your MOS, somewhere at Amazon, there's a role for you.
I think just that. I think it's really important to value that time that you're in the military, utilize all the tools that you were given in the military, and know that there's life after the military.
I really take pride in the ability to continue to serve and support the customers, which are still the American people. I'm just doing it in a different way.
Amazon continues to build and grow and innovate. On any given day, there are tens of thousands of jobs available to veterans, military spouses, and their families.
Thank you for traveling with us as we visited the prime company thinking outside of the box to support our extraordinary veterans. I'm Untitled Chapter. We'll see you on the next Military Makeover Operation Career.